Houston, Texas, USA. This is the award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. This hour, we'll be chatting it up with Ryan.
You already forgot.
We'll let Ryan tell you his name.
And we'll tell you he'll tell you how he spells it, and you'll find out it's part of the confusion. Most of the confusion is from me. He's from Consumer Reports, and we're going to talk about best tires for your ride. Also, I'll give you my thoughts on driving the 2025 Mazda CX-90, and Jeffrey has the Motor Minute. That and more in this segment of the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, we always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday for our live show. Our live segment always runs on Saturday mornings between 10 and noon Central Time. Of course, on the East Coast, it is right up to lunchtime now. It's at 11 o'clock over there.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's get the weather report first, because we heard that the weather's kind of yucky out there. Ryan, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Are you south of the weather?
Nope, I'm right in the middle of it right now.
Are you? Is it snowing up there?
It's not snowing, but it's about 45 degrees and rainy, but it's welcome because we've had a drought for the past 2 months.
Yeah, I know, and all those fires and everything else going on up there. It's really been bad. How are things at Consumer Reports these days?
Things are well. We're staying busy. There's always something new out there to test, so we're keeping everybody up to date.
So Ryan and I were chatting before we went on the air, and come to find out that Ryan grew up about 5 minutes from where he is right now, and what'd you call it, Area 51 for cars?
Yeah, it was a mysterious place, yeah.
Yeah, so right there by the test track that Consumer Reports has, and I found it interesting that you wound up working a really cool job at Consumer Reports, and you started off, changing tires or something?
Yeah, I was change tires, and then in the summer when things slowed down, I would cut the grass.
Cut the grass at Consumer Reports.
Yeah, it's been a
lawnmower test.
Yeah.
Lawnmower testing. Did you test lawnmowers? Did they give you?
It's funny, with all the grass up here, they actually go down to Florida and test it in the middle of the winter, I think.
Oh no! Okay.
Well, yeah, it makes
golf
sense.
course.
Go where it's warm.
Sure, absolutely. Well, that's not why we called. That's not why we're talking to you today. We're talking to you about tires. Top pick tires for cars, trucks, and SUVs. Where do you want to start?
Well, we could start with cars. This past year, we just finished testing passenger all-season tires. These are tires that'll fit on a Toyota Camry, Chevy Malibu, that type of a car. We use the Toyota Camry to test. On top, a familiar Fender, Michelin Defender 2. It's a great tire. It wears well. In our test to do well, you have to balance, all season grip. We weight the safety related aspects higher. So dry and wet braking, handling, hydroplaning resistance. Behind that comes your snow traction, and then all what we call value features such as rolling resistance, which is the fuel efficiency of the tire, ride and noise. Those are things that don't affect your safety as much. So those things, you have to balance that just right. And I couldn't give you the exact weightings of how we come to that conclusion. But
Ryan, that Defender, that's a high mileage tire for Michelin, isn't it? It's always been a high mileage tire. It's like one of their premier mileage go-tos.
It's oftentimes Michelin makes a long wearing tire. The Defender 2 is the longest wearing tire we've tested in a long time. That is weighed into the score. Treadwear isn't the highest weighted thing, but obviously helps it, with the rest of its performance. So,
let me ask you this: and how does that compare to other tires in its zone, if you will, that are likewise? How does it compare as far as price is concerned? Because these days, especially, people will kind of give up the long mileage tires. Right. Because of the price.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. So what we find with tires that wear that long and they perform as well as the Defender 2 does, there's a value aspect there. You might pay extra, but it lasts almost twice as long as a tire that might, cost less. There's value there, right? And while you have that tire, it has that better performance than maybe some of the tires further down. But yeah, I understand. I mean, no, people don't enjoy buying tires for the most part, unless you're an enthusiast. Tires are black and round, and you have to buy them, and they're not. It's not a fun purchase, right? So, I advise people to do their research, take a look at our ratings. You can really dive into the actual individual ratings and see what aspects you might be looking for. If you live down south, you're not worried about snow traction, so there might be a tire somewhere in that list that works for you. Or if you're really worried about tread wear, then you can look at our mileages and see which ones last longer.
And if you're driving a Camry, chances are that you're looking for long-lasting everything. And now the Camry only comes as a hybrid model, so you're already getting pretty good gas mileage. And if you can add to it, along with not having to buy tires every 35,000 miles, you scored a hit there. Well, when it comes to, I'm sorry, Jeff.
I was going to say, with a high mileage tire, and you say the longevity, and you got the value, you pay up front for the tire, and then you got the long distance of the travel of the use of the tire. But there's a drawback on that because the tire's made different to last that long. There's different components and different sidewall components and things like that. You talked about the tread and the tread blocks. That all does take into play with that long mileage tire, but you lose some of the ride and comfort, don't you?
So, sometimes we found with the Michelin, the Defender 2, it just strikes a good balance of all those things. Again, it's the tread wear is not what putting it at the top of the list. I mean, it has great dry and wet braking and handling and hydroplaning resistance, stuff like that. So, in the past, we have seen tires that, they sacrifice one thing for another. Tires are a compromise, right? But the Defender 2 does a great job of balancing all that stuff, and that's why it earned its way to the top of our list.
Cool. How about the SUVs? I mean, everybody's buying SUVs these days, and that is a completely different vehicle than a car. And the fact that most of them sit up higher off the ground, the handling certainly isn't as good as a car, generally speaking. And, there are different aspects. Do you actually take your SUV off-road? That's one aspect of it. Or do you just drive it on the highway all the time? So I think all of those things kind of play into your choice of what you're going to buy for your SUV. What's the number one thing that you guys came up with?
So for the SUV segment, we came up with another Michelin product, the Cross Climate. This is a tire that you can put on a car as well. They chose, and we chose to test it on the SUV segment, and it's just a tremendous tire. It's actually a what we call an all-weather tire, which means it has a mountain snowflake symbol on the sidewall, much like a dedicated winter tire, which means it passes an actual industry standard test that gives it that snowflake symbol on the sidewall. So all winter tires, dedicated winter tires, have this symbol, but the dedicated winter tires don't have. They need to be taken off in the spring. They're not meant to be run year round.
Exactly.
They don't have UTQG ratings. An all-weather tire allows you to use it year-round, but it has enhanced snow traction. So think of it as a tire between an all-season product and a winter tire. It's not a dedicated winter tire. It is not as good as a dedicated winter tire in snow. However, it's better than an all-season tire, and you can use it year-round. So a lot of people find it to be a great value to have because you don't have to do the winter changeover. If you live in an area where it snows, but not too much, not too crazy, you can get by with it year round. And it's you don't have this extra set of wheels and tires sitting on your garage. And they just, the Cross Climate 2 is just a tremendous tire. I mean, it wears well. It's excellent in the snow, and then its dry and wet handling and braking grip is phenomenal. So
but see, that was the fun of winter, because I used to have another set of rims and tires in the basement for the summer, and you change them out in the winter, and that was always fun. And then you got your dedicated snow tires for the winter, and you wore those out in the season, and then next year you repeat the process. So, come March, April, you take them out of the storage, and you polish them up, and you throw them on your hot rod, and you're good to go. That's what we used to do.
So how about you said the SUVs. Let's talk about trucks here for a minute. And the trucks definitely are a different dynamic, because usually we're talking about load capacity when it comes to a truck. Whether it's a half-ton pickup truck or something like a three-quarter ton, you're usually rated for such as, something that can tow and haul. And I guess that you guys tested all of that.
Sure. So with the tires we test are for the truck segment. When we do our truck segment, it's what we call body-on-frame trucks. So your Silverado 1500 or a Tahoe, something like that. We don't test 2500 or three-quarter tons LT metric tires.
Yes, they're different rating.
Metric.
Yeah.
Right. Those tires are technically different. Even if it looks like the same as, the same tire that we have on our list that we tested in an LT, it's technically a different tire built the way it's built. So we don't test those.
Do they usually give those tires a different name so you wouldn't have, say, for instance, a Michelin Defender on the half ton and another Michelin Defender on the 3/4 ton? Do they give them different names?
It depends on the company. Some companies will, it'll be the same name, it's just in an LT size. Other companies will market it as a whole other.
LT
model.
meaning light truck.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Correct.
Yeah, but
then
then
on a 1500 series truck, you would have what we call a passenger or a hard metric tire. So it's actually a car tire, but it's enlarged and it's built for a truck. But
right,
it's not,
commercial. It's a commercial side.
Exactly. It's not extra thick sidewalls and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So Continental does well in this area for truck all season. The Conti Terrain Contact HT is a phenomenal tire. Just with the rest of the tires I've mentioned already, I mean, it's just they strike a great balance across the board. Good tread wear. In the all-terrain category, the Conti Terrain Contact AT, there's been a long-standing first place tire there. We've tested that a few times, and it's always found its way to the top. It just strikes another great balance of snow traction and dry and wet grip. It's quiet. Some all-terrain tires are not that quiet because of a luggy tread. They'll make a lot of noise.
Yes.
And they wear well.
Yeah. Well, in case you haven't heard, I just bought a new Buick recently, and on the Envision, I've got the Continental Contis on that, the road tire on that. So, and I like the tire; it's a good, quiet tire.
Yeah, they're great. Continental's done a great job over the years. They're always in close competition with Michelin.
Right. Have you ever been to Uvalde, where their test track is in? I
have a few times. Yeah. Impressive place.
Yeah. Very cool. In the middle of nowhere, but that's the only.
It is.
It's the only reason they can have it, though.
Yeah.
So back to the truck tires, because I happen to know of a truck that's going to need some tires in the next few months.
Yeah, would that be the in-wheel time machine?
In-wheel time
You needed
machine.
them a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're talking like the tires you were talking about, you're talking like a passenger car type tread, or I'm trying to think of how to put this. Like the tread that we have now on the truck it's not an off-road.
It's an aggressive tire.
Pretty aggressive, yeah. It's kind of a
Why?
Yeah,
because that's what it came with.
Because that's what it looks good on it. It's a 20-inch rim.
Who makes that decision?
Me?
I was going to say.
I write the check.
Yeah. Well, your thing, because it looks good on it, it might not look good to me.
I understand. That's the reason I'm asking the expert here.
I see. Okay.
So, because we're going to have to do something here pretty
quick.
soon.
Yeah.
That's become popular to put, aggressive-looking tires. They're not necessarily the tread isn't exactly a hardcore all-terrain tire, but they're giving the sidewall some chunky lugs on it.
Yes.
Right. Because a real all-terrain tire doesn't do that well on road and on-road grip and stuff, because it's built to go off-road as well. So you're now another compromise.
Right.
But they tone the tread back a little bit, and then they make the sidewalls look a little chunkier and give it that look. The Jeep enthusiasts, a lot of those people, because a lot of those Jeeps, they don't even go off-road. So it's
our truck doesn't either. I mean, it's purely for looks to give it a little bit of a lift look and all that.
Yeah.
Well,
You talked become a good thing.
You talked about the side tread blocks, harmonics. The noise actually comes from that as well. So the less you have of that, the quieter the tire is.
Right. Yeah. Or the bigger the amp you buy for your stereo.
You can hear it before you see it.
Let's talk about now. We're at that time of the year where I guess snow tires are a thing, especially up where you are. Here, we might get a light snowfall once every 5 or 7 years, something like that. So it's really, to me, not a player here. Right. We have people that live here that travel and are going to be traveling this weekend to see Aunt Mary up in Wisconsin. And there could be a issue there. So it would be okay to run a snow tire in dry Houston, Texas kind of weather, because you're only just driving it up to where the snow is, and you're only going to be there for a couple of days or so. How do you justify a snow tire, or a second set of tires, if you will, for a trip like that? Or do you just go with the all season and be done with it?
In an area like that, I would say you would go with the all-season or even an all-weather tire, if you will. Winter tires nowadays, I mean, if you got to be in the snow belt up here. And, I have some friends that are first responders or doctors or nurses or even on the news, and they have to be at work at 4 a.m. and no matter what the conditions are. Sometimes it's worth it to have a set of dedicated winter tires for that. Or if you're an enthusiast, you're going skiing, you're going way up north, or you live way up north, and you're constantly driving on snow. Winter tires are best when you're driving on snow.
Right.
On the cleared roads, winter tires are actually a bit of a hindrance, believe it or not, which is why these all-weather tires make a ton of sense, because nowadays the roads in most areas are cleared off pretty quickly. They're wet, or you can wait. People are working from home. It's not like the old days where you had to go out. You didn't have any, means of doing work from home or anything like that. So, winter tires I see dwindling a little bit. Of course, in the extreme northern areas, Canada, they're mandated in some places, right?
Mountain area, yeah. So, to that point, the best way a snow tire or a winter tire works is to have those tread blocks packed with snow, because that's your traction point. The snow on snow is traction. Rubber on snow is not traction. So you got to pack those treads fully in order to get good traction in the snow.
So let me ask you this right quick before we run out of time. Like Don said, we don't get much snow down here, but we do get a lot of ice. Is there some consideration as far as tires go in regard to ice that we should think of?
So dedicated winter tire is going to be better on ice as well. There's no doubt about that. The soft tread, the siping, the compound. However, you got to weigh it out how often you really run into it. If you can wait for it to clear off, because it's an added expense. It's an added place to store things. It's just one of those things.
All right, so we're going to end this by saying sports cars. I happen to have a C5 Corvette, and they've got a set of Michelins on there that I bought a couple of years ago, isn't it, right?
Yeah.
And very happy with the tire and the price of the tire. And what do you recommend?
So for all what we call ultra high performance, these are ZR rated Y and W sports performance tires.
Yes.
All season, the Pilot Sport All Season 4 is a tremendous tire. And for summer products, the Pilot 4S, Michelin Pilot 4S. As you can see, Michelin does well with us, but these are both tires that are just phenomenal, dry and wet grip. UHP tires or sports car tires, their main strength is dry and wet grip and handling, right? They don't wear well, they don't wear long. They're soft compounds. They can be a little bit stiff riding, but that's the sacrifice you make in a sports car, right? So, those are the picks we have for those vehicles.
So where can our viewers and listeners get this information?
So consumerreports.org, and I actually have a little promotion for In Wheel Time listeners.
There you go.
If you visit cr.org/In Wheel Time / you can get $10 off a year subscription from Consumer Reports.
I'm in. That's cool.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we'll promote that before the end of the show again, just in case those people move along and they don't know. Yeah, we shall. Matter of fact, I printed that out here, so I just wanted to make sure that I get that in there.
Kind of nice way to segue to get him to say it.
Exactly. Ryan, it's great to talk to you. Thank you so much for devoting part of your Saturday for us. I know you got lots to do, and we thank you very much.
Appreciate it, Ryan.
Okay, Consumer Reports. And there you go. $10 off.
Yeah.
$10. I'm telling you. All right. Hey, you can catch the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the Odyssey radio app and the In Wheel Time app. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. And podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick pit stop. So stay with us.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. Is your car ready for that all-important holiday road trip? Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday, December 7th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV and find out what it'll take to get that thing looking new again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the road trip to Aunt Mary's. She'll want that good-looking ride in her driveway, I promise. Put it on your calendar. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Holiday Car Social and Road Trip Get Ready. Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Will Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then.
Hey, welcome back to the In Will Time Car Talk Show on this Saturday. We appreciate you joining us today from the In Will Time Sugar Shack Studios. Glad you could join us. Time now for Jeff's Motor Minute.
Well, the Motor Minute, want to talk about a new birth in the family of racing. Tony Stewart and Leah Pruitt welcome son Dominic James Stewart. Tony Stewart has carried a lot of names over the years. He's been affectionately known as Smoke, Champ, and for many years, or for many times over the years, been known as Boss. So this past weekend, Tony was at the race, and he had a call from Leah that she was in labor.
I don't know why I was on there.
I don't know either. We just like you. Okay. So 53-year-old Tony was competing full-time in the NHRA Top Fuel Dragster ranks, received a call from Leah, and she was going into labor. So Tony, who qualified, flew from Pomona, rushed over to Phoenix, where he was able to make it in time for the delivery of his son, Dominic. Now, Leah and baby are doing great. Only Tony could have pulled off qualifying, rushing to Phoenix, and then making it in time for the delivery, going back to the drag strip, where he actually didn't go to the final. He lost out. But Pruitt, 36, stepped away from the NHRA competition this season to focus on building a family with Stewart. While Pruitt was out of the NHRA Top Fuel Dragster, Tony stepped in to fill her position. So this all happened back in March of 2021 when they got married. In 2022, she dropped out of the racing circuit to start a family. And here you go. So you got son Dominic James Stewart in NHRA.
James Stewart, as in Jimmy Stewart.
Well, it could be Jimmy Stewart, but congratulations to the Stewart family. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right, time now for this hour's car review. 2025 Mazda CX-90.
Oh, boy.
I had the 3.3 Turbo S Premium Plus. This is a standard SUV, seating for 6 in 3 rows, all new for 2024. One of the better-looking SUVs on the market, I say. Well-balanced overall, attractive, conservative front grille. What is he doing down there? He's fiddling with his headset. That's okay. You done fiddling? Okay, thank you. Chrome accents give an overall high-priced appearance. Rear hatch and booty carries the balanced look also with lighting beneath the glass. What I liked about it, overall look gets an A in my book. What could use improvement? Nothing. Like the painted wheel well opening moldings on it. That was different because usually the manufacturers these days don't paint them, the black plastic. And
Hey.
Could you not? Is yours that way?
Yeah.
You got black plastic?
No, I got gray. Mine's an accent of the gray. Yeah.
So yours are painted?
Painted gray or molded gray.
Okay, whatever. Interior highlights. Standalone center screen with instrument cluster underneath the sunshade there for the driver. Alcantara dash accent is attractive, but it sure seems to me that could be a dirty point later on in the car's life. Comfortable seating for 6. Overall design is attractive on the interior. Cargo, kind of on the small side with the 3rd row up, which is pretty typical for 3 rows of seating. That back seat, kids only. What I liked, attention to the detail, is noteworthy. What could use improvement? Infotainment is one of the worst in the business. and I have not liked it from the beginning. I shared that sentiment with our dear friend out on the West Coast, Jack Nerad, and he agreed with me. He said, they need to do some work in that area. 3.3-liter turbocharged engine, 340 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, so it doesn't lack in the power. 8-speed automatic transmission, towing 5,000 pounds, gets 23 in the city, 28 on the highway for a combined of 25. I got 26.7 miles per gallon over 497.8 miles. Are you going to say something?
I'll wait till you're done.
What I liked about it, the power, what could use improvement. The start-stop feature kills the engine at any speed when the accelerator is not pressed, and it's disturbing. So you're doing 70 miles an hour and you let off the accelerator, the engine quits. Okay, I'm not sure about that. Transmission shift from first to second is bothersome as well. What I liked about it, the overall feel of the car is responsive and quick, sports car-like actually, and they've done quite well in the sports car department with the Mazda Miata MX-5. What could use improvement there? Nothing. Now, base trim price on this is $56,450. It's not cheap. Prices tested $57,905. Base model price is $37,845. Competitors to this vehicle in base and size. Kia Telluride starts $36,190. Hyundai Palisade, $36,800. And the Toyota Grand Highlander, which is a new model for them, $42,310. So, what were you going to say?
Well, I was driving in the city this week, in my new Buick, by the way, and I was getting 31.2 on a 1.2-liter turbo, normally aspirated, fuel injected, obviously. Is
it the three-banger?
It's a four-cylinder.
Four-cylinder.
So I was getting 31.2 miles in the city.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
it's very
awesome.
good.
And it's not a hybrid.
No, it's not a hybrid.
No.
Yeah.
No, mine wasn't. Yeah.
It's interesting that these new cars, especially the new ones, with the much smaller engines, and they're boosting them, either mostly turbocharging.
Right.
Some have a supercharger, but they're not that often. But you got to wonder sometimes about the longevity of it. How long is that turbo going to last? And what does it take to change out the turbo should it, bite the big one?
Well, hopefully if it goes out, it'll go out under warranty.
Yeah.
You got 3 or 36 as a standard.
I can't imagine that they would put a
60
turbocharger on a car these days from the factory that ain't going to last at least 50,000 miles.
Yeah, exactly.
So roll the dice, I guess. And I don't know what it would cost to change out a turbocharger. I know that on a Chevy truck, and I think most of them, the turbocharger on the diesels, they're in the center of the rear of the engine, and you have to lift the cab off of the chassis to change it. What?
You walk into a Ford dealership in the service department, and you see 2 or 3 of the cabs lifted up. Yeah.
It's just easier to get to it, and they just don't fight it. They just take it off and get to it.
6 or 8 bolts. You take the rack, lift it up.
Yeah, but you got to unplug everything.
Well, like us, we
young guys have memories. They remember where stuff goes.
And we plug.
It's color coded, and the plugs are made so that you can't. They'll only plug in one way.
Interchange them. Okay. Well, anyway, I enjoyed the Mazda. I have my issue with the infotainment system.
You always have, and you're right. Jack confirmed that.
Yeah, and that's just me. And you might not have a problem with it. All right. Let us take a break, shall we? If you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We are back after this quick break.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbeau, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
Hey, Houston, it's back! back. America's greatest hot rod tradition is Thanksgiving weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 days of hot rods, customs, trucks, and muscle cars. Don't miss the Evel Knievel tribute, the Megamorph transforming robot car, Lowrider Showcase. Meet Catherine Bach from Dukes of Hazzard, hip-hop legend Flava Flav, Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws. Autorama Thanksgiving weekend. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
That's what you call a tight segue.
Oh, yeah.
In radio terms.
Yeah.
This is the world's favorite place to go for fun, intrigue, and informative car talk. It is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. We got recalls for you and some interesting ones, too. We got Hemmings, Guess What It Sold For segment. Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History. It's a whole half hour jam-packed full of fun and automotive, all rolled up into one.
I'm in.
We'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines, too. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday. It is a real pleasure. It's a beautiful day here in the Sugar Shack, outside the Sugar Shack studios. It's supposed to be 80 today.
Close to it. It was like 52 or 54 this morning.
I noticed that you wore your long sleeve shirt.
I did. I'm not a cold person.
And being from Detroit, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I only lived there 22 years. I got the you-know-what out.
Did you?
And I still haven't thawed out.
No. Yeah, well, I can understand. But, I'll tell you what. Growing up as a boy in Wisconsin.
Well, you wouldn't grow up as a man, so, yeah.
I'm biting my tongue.
Wisconsin.
To be honest with you, I've never grown up.
None of us have.
We had just as much fun in the wintertime as we did in the summertime. And just because the weather was cold or it was snowing, that was more of an invitation to get outside and enjoy it and have fun. Didn't you?
Because it didn't last very long. I mean, we had some snow when I lived in Oklahoma as a kid, but it didn't last like year-round. You just had it for a few weeks.
It started snowing around Thanksgiving, and it didn't end until Easter.
It's snowing.
Well, you were a little further north.
It's snowing up in Michigan the other day. Yeah. But
not like it was back in my day.
No, but you bring up back in your day was you always found something to do outside.
Always.
Yeah,
because you didn't
take
have
a wagon wheel and slide down.
The video games and all the stuff that keeps you inside. For the kids today, we didn't have that,
no,
so you had to go outside and play.
We'd had indoor activities.
Yeah.
I mean, had toy trucks and stuff
like
like that.
Slot car sets and trains and all that.
Dad built me a train set down in the basement. I mean,
playing ping pong and all that.
Oh yeah. Well, there was stuff to do. There was always stuff to do, but we enjoyed outdoors. I lost a set of glasses with my sled up at the high school that had a tiered hill from the high school down to an elementary school down below. Man, I'd take that sled and I'd fly off the top of that hill. And I'd just barely touch the first tier and then down to the first tier. I mean, it was awesome. Had so much fun up there. Days on it. I'd go up there. Mom would take me up there by myself. I don't need anybody. Doing fine by myself. Yeah. Or we'd go to the ice skating rink. I had two near me that we'd go to. I'd spend hours up there at the skating rink. And they never, ever did any kind of ice treatment or cleaning during the day.
Was it an actual rink with size like they play hockey on?
No.
We used to have the city flood a park.
Yeah.
And build up the banks.
The boards around it.
Well, more snow banks is what it was, yeah.
Well, not for me. We had boards around it, and they put little, rubber things in there so the water didn't flow out when they were filling it. And it took several hours for the fire hose to fill it up. And boy, it froze just like tomorrow. It's always going to freeze, and it stayed frozen for months.
Over during.
Yeah. Fun times.
Yeah.
And it was full of kids, and we just had a good time doing it.
Yeah, we had to go check the ice on the pond. It never really got that hard.
Well, we went ice skating on the river, the Fox River that ran through Waukesha. And there was a certain part you just didn't go far. You didn't go too far, not that far. You go fall in. And they had cones out there so you wouldn't go over there.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Enough of the reminiscing of winter. We talked about winter tires with the guy from Consumer Reports.
Ryan.
Last half hour. Ryan P.
But
now, I thought we could I'll make it I'll make it driver's choice here. We can either, one of two things. We could start off with the sold cars roundup, or we can do recalls. You want to do recalls first? Be serious about it for a minute?
Sure.
Hyundai recalling 145,235.2 electrified vehicles in the U.S. due to a loss of drive power. The recall includes certain Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6 EVs, along with some luxury Genesis GV60, Genesis GV70, and Genesis G80 electrified variants from model years 22 to 25. The U.S. Auto Safety Regulator said the integrated charging control units are likely to get damaged and stop charging the 12-volt battery, which can result in a loss of drive power. Okay. Here we go, GM. Rear wheel lockup from transmission valve failure.
Uh-oh.
Cadillacs, Chevrolets, and GMCs from 2020 through 2022. It's too numerous to mention, but there's a ton of those all being recalled. Then again, safercar.gov will get you. All you got to do is plug in your VIN number, and it'll tell you. Deactivated exterior lighting, as opposed to activated. Rivian R1S and R1T for 2025.
They're going to take both of them back?
Apparently. Tesla Cybertruck inverter fault may cause loss of drive power. In other words, it just quits running. Short wiring harness may cause loss of drive power. Now, does that mean in length? Or does it mean there's a short in the wiring harness?
Ah.
See, the way it's worded, I would think they're talking length.
I would too. But who's to say? Lucid Air. I know that there's a ton of listeners that have Lucids. Lucid Air for 24 and 25.
It's air conditioning in your house, isn't it?
I think so, Lucid Air, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would be heating at this time of the year. Vehicle rollaway due to an ABS malfunction in the Dodge Durango and the Jeep Grand Cherokee 28 to 2019. I said 2018.
ABS rollaway.
Vehicle rollaway due to ABS malfunction. I'm just reading it as it is. I don't understand it at all.
No.
Incorrect software in the transmission control module in the Chevy and GMC Express and Savannah for 22 and 23. Upper suspension arm may detach.
Uh-oh. That could be an issue.
Yeah, that's not good.
Land Rover, Range Rover, 2014 to 2016, and they're just now figuring that out?
Yeah, that's
2014. That's what, 10 years old? That means it's got to should have 100,000 miles average plus on it, and it's breaking now.
What do you expect?
So you take it over there to the Land Rover dealer, and they go, nah, it's all right.
Yeah, we can't get parts for that because it's too old.
Too old, huh? Sunshade may operate unexpectedly. Martha? What is that noise coming from the back?
Getting dark back there.
Hyundai Santa Fe and Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid 2024. Ford Ranger. Bracket may damage the fuel line and cause a leak. Ouch.
There goes the gas mileage.
Yeah, there goes the gas mileage for 2024. Passenger airbag may not deploy. It says incorrectly. No, it says passenger airbag may deploy incorrectly. Sorry. Ford Escape, 24 and 25. And finally, incorrectly installed engine cup plug.
No.
May leak oil. What is a cup plug? It may leak oil.
It is a plug for your cup.
Or I was thinking maybe it was if the airbag opened up the wrong way, it might keep you from getting
The last time I heard of a cup on a car, I've never actually.
No.
Last time I heard of a cup, if anything, would be a cup that you would athletic supporter kind of cup.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Cup holder, but it's not that because it's got an oil leak. Ford Expedition, Ford F-150, Lincoln Navigator 24 and 25. Those are the recalls. Some of the oddest things.
I know. Well, then there's safety and then there's convenience recalls.
Yeah, but some of them, like there was the earlier one where I was, in my head, I was going, well, those cars have got 50, 60, 70,000 miles on them. You know, stuff is going to start breaking.
And with the arm falling apart, that's wear and tear.
His arm fell off. We don't know what happened. Martha?
Yeah.
All right, time now for the Sold Cars Roundup.
Yeah, let's do something fun.
So Hemmings puts out this thing. They put out the report once a week, and you can go to Hemmings.com and look under auctions, and there's all sorts of auction cars on there, and we think it's kind of fun to look at them, look at the cars, and most of them are fairly unique, old, hot rods, resto mods, whatever. So we put together a little list, and Jeff and Mike decide what they think the car sold for. So here's one for you, and I picked this out particularly because, one, it's a convertible, and it's a great big convertible. A 1969 Pontiac Parisienne. Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah.
That's a big
The Parisienne. I have not heard from one of those being for sale for decades. A Pontiac Parisienne convertible. It's red. It looks completely stock. Red exterior, white interior. The top is down. It looks pristine. How much do you think something like that? I don't even think that would fit in the garage. Do you?
No.
I'm going to go 27.
Oh, no. I was going to go like 17.
Mars wins 14.7 is what it went for.
Okay.
And I picked these out because my mind goes to the Hot Rod Tour of Texas.
Oh, yeah. Let me see it.
It's right there. The Hot Rod Tour of Texas. And boy, would that be cool in April to go on the Hot Rod Tour.
Get you a big cowboy hat and have Kathy hold it on your head while you're going down the road.
Yeah.
She normally does anyways.
I think more along the lines of one of those helmets that they get for people that, run into walls and stuff.
I have one of those too.
Yeah, it's got to say.
You've seen those on the football players have the soft helmet on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blow-up thing outside of the helmet.
Concussion, yeah.
Here's one. This is kind of a rare car, and if you can find them these days, I think that
price has gone up.
1969 Hearst Oldsmobile. That's built on the Cutlass platform. 69 Oldsmobile Hearst. And I assume that this is an original with all of the numbers matching and all that sort of thing. And I believe that it's got HO on the hood scoop there. Would it be a 455? I think.
Then it's just a question.
It's hard. I can't see it.
I think that you could actually get a manual in that if you really special ordered it.
Well, it's pretty good looking. It's white, and it's got red accent striping on it.
Red?
And the snorkel, it's white with red striping, and it's got the snorkel hood thing on it. So
I thought all the Hearsts were gold.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, white and gold.
I'm just telling you what I see.
I understand.
This is a 69 Oldsmobile Hearst.
Yeah.
What do you think something like that would go for?
I'm going to say 60.
Yeah, I'm going to drop down to 32.
57,750. So it's got something going for it.
Yeah.
Let me see this red combo package here.
It's not red combo. It's white with red stripes.
That just doesn't. You sure that's red?
What does it?
Those are gold.
Does it make any difference?
Well, it
Yeah,
does to
because
me.
that's the reason I dropped the price. Because
Yeah, that's gold.
it either jacks the price up or it kills the price.
Okay, well, whatever the case may be, the picture isn't that clear, okay? And I do make mistakes. Thank you, Lisa.
I still say 60.
1965 Ford Mustang, and it's a fastback. 2+2. Remember those? 2+2.
yeah.
Yep.
Good-looking car. That was always my favorite when it come to those first-generation Mustangs.
Does it look okay?
It looks great. It's got the light package on the front of it. It's got looks like custom wheels on it. It sits good. Aftermarket wheels, and it's red. And I don't know what the color of the interior is. Probably black, I would guess. But the '65 Ford Mustang 2+2 fastback. What do you think that would go for today? It looks like a driver. But it looks like it's been restored.
28.
28.
21.
52.5.
You're right. It's got something going for it in there.
Well, anytime you say aftermarket wheels and stuff, it sounds like somebody kind of monkeyed with it.
Yeah, but with the 2+2.
Yeah. Those are like rally wheels. Like, yeah.
You guys are way too picky about this stuff.
Well,
You started it.
I'm thinking about some of the prices I've seen going, and that's way up there.
Here's a Mustang that I really liked when I drove it when it was brand new, and I still like it today. There's something attractive to me about this car. This is a 2008 Ford Mustang Bullitt. Now, the Bullitt has got, I think it's got a 6-speed manual transmission in it. And I don't know about the engine. I don't think nothing special about it. I don't think, but it's got the Bullitt-looking gray wheels, mag wheels on it. It's green, and it's slick.
And
It doesn't have any.
It is a Bullitt. It doesn't list the number on it because they're all numbered.
2000? No, it doesn't. 2008 Ford Mustang Bullitt. I don't know the miles. I don't know the condition of it other than that's what it is. It looks clean. Somebody washed it, put it in the grass, and took a picture of it.
I have no idea.
You want to guess?
Yeah, I'll go 28.
Mars?
38.
27,825, Jeff.
Ooh, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
That was
How
a
about,
guess.
let's go in another direction. A 1951 Chevrolet two-door Bel Air. A 51. So it's round fenders, everything. My grandpa had a car like that, except it was a four-door. The 51 Chevy Bel Air.
36.
18.
10. $10,000. It probably has a straight six in it.
Yes.
And it has 3-speed on the column.
Yes.
And it smells like liniment.
Liniment?
Liniment. It's for your muscle and aches.
I
and
was
pains.
thinking more along the lines of Preparation H.
Or what's the mothballs?
Yeah, the problem is there's not a lot of places you can drive that car.
Why?
You get out on Interstate 10, you can't drive at 70 miles an hour down the freeway.
Yeah,
you
you
get
can.
run over.
No.
Pshaw.
It's got a 3-speed manual transmission on the column. That car would go 60 easy any day.
That'll just get you off the access road.
All right, fine. 57 Ford Ranchero.
Ooh.
I will tell you that it is very clean and it looks stock, although it's restored. This couldn't be an original, but it could be. A 57 Ford Ranchero. Wasn't that the first year for the Rancheros?
Nope. I got the automotive history. You have to wait. That's a nice teaser. It's a nice segue, but we're not.
I'm going to go 12.
16.
31.5. 31.5.
That's what you get into V8s, they're inline sixes.
Are you a Mercury person? Are you a Merc?
Mercs are cool.
Merc?
Yeah.
How about a 1946 Merc?
19 for lead sleds.
Well,
Chopped,
this is
dropped.
this is not that. It's got a stock body, and it hasn't been lowered or anything. It's got some custom wheels on it. It's got all of the chrome, and there's a lot of it. And actually, it's a pretty clean-looking car. It doesn't do anything for me personally, but it's a two-door, black. Looks like it's got a red interior. A 46 Merc.
17.
I'm thinking air suspension stuff. 28.
I don't think it's got air suspension, but this one here sold for $44,100.
Yeah, it's got some more stuff on it.
Now, here's one that I don't think that you can come within $10,000 of your guess. That's my bet. A 1964 Sunbeam Tiger. Now, I don't know about the 64s, but I know in the Sunbeam Tigers later on had a V8 in them. At least there was an option later on. What do you think that the 64 Sunbeam Tiger went for? Come on.
16.
TikTok.
16.
I'll go 18.
How about $60,000?
What?
$60,375.
That is pretty.
It is.
That Merc is a cruiser.
Yeah, that Merc.
Yeah, but that's why I'm thinking that's the reason it went for so much. That's going to be more like a resto mod.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely a resto mod. I don't know what's under the hood, but whatever. Doesn't make any
I know.
difference.
Look at that. Don't touch it.
All right. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. the In-Wheel Time app. Download it to your mobile device today if you haven't already. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts, yep, we got them from your favorite podcast provider. And you can also find our new broadcast partner, Odyssey Radio Stream. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your loopy experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous loopy beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Loopy Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Loopy Tortilla, he's pretty good. Is your car ready for that all-important holiday road trip? Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday, December 7th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV and find out what it'll take to get that thing looking new again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The car social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the car social Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the road trip to Aunt Mary's. She'll want that good-looking ride in her driveway, I promise. Put it on your calendar. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Holiday Car Social and Road Trip Get Ready. Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there, too. We'll see you then.
You know, it's interesting. That's going to be our last remote of 2024 at Gulf Coast Auto Shield. And we're going to change things up a bit, I think, for 2025. We've got some other plans, and it's going to be good, I think.
It's a new year.
It's a new year. We're going to turn a new leaf, as it is, says, whatever. All right. Time now for the racing calendar. There's a big race tonight in Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, we'll just dwell on that. But yes, Formula One, second from the last race. It's in Las Vegas. A friend of mine, Todd Sheldon, was out there this past week with his wife and family doing other things, but he was taking pictures, and from the hotel you could see all the track set up. Good luck, Las Vegas, because they didn't really have a good experience last time, but maybe this year they will. And then from there on, you've got one more after that. It is the Yas Marina coming up in Abu Dhabi back in December.
Yas Marina
in Abu Dhabi.
And what kind of racing is that?
It's going to be Formula One. It's the last Formula One.
Oh, I see.
Last
one. Thought they were racing Yaz's.
Yeah, they're going to. But I wanted to, since it's racing, I want to bring you up to date on where everyone finished in NHRA.
All of them?
All of them. So the top five in Top Fuel was Antron Brown won the title. Doug Coletta came in second. Justin Ashley third. Sean Langdon fourth. And Brittany Force fifth. In Funny Car, it was Austin Prock, then John Force, even though he was out.
By the way, did you see the speed that Austin Prock qualified?
It was incredible.
341 miles an hour.
Just incredible.
New world record.
But
in 1,000 feet.
In 1,000 feet. The point of this is both Austin Prock and John Force are part of John Force Racing.
Yeah.
So he took 1 and 2 on that. Ron Capps, who is your favorite guy, not mine, took third. Matt Hagan is fourth,
guys,
and then Bob Tasca the third. Bob Tasca is a cool cat. I met his mom years ago. She's a very, very nice lady. So Pro Stock, Greg Anderson, Dallas Glenn took second in the Pro Stock. Aaron Stanfield is third. Erica Enders was fourth, and Jed Coughlin Jr. came in fifth place in the finals. And then last is Pro Stock Motorcycle, the two-wheeler guys. Herrera was first. Matt Smith was second. Richard Gadsden was third. Angie Smith was fourth. And Hector Arana Jr. came in fifth.
Don't care. You're talking about Formula One. A General Motors-backed bid to enter Formula One as an 11th team in 2026 is now looking more likely to succeed after being previously rejected, according to multiple sources. Liberty Media-owned Formula One ruled out the Andretti Global bid in January, doubting it would be competitive or add value, but kept a door open for 2028 when GM would be able to provide an engine. The U.S. House of Representatives Judiciary Committee launched an investigation into possible anti-competitive conduct. Landscape has since changed with Michael Andretti, a former Formula One racer and 1991 kart champion, as well as being son of 78 F1 champion Mario Andretti, announcing in September he was taking a step back from his day-to-day operational role at Andretti Global. Andretti, who remains an advisor and is still involved in the F1 project, has handed over key operations to business partner Dan Towers. who has been in the Las Vegas paddock ahead of this weekend's Grand Prix, the third in the United States this year. Liberty Media is also going through change, with longtime chief executive Greg Maffei stepping down. Such a sissy name. Stepping down at the end of the year. The teams are sounding more open, providing there is a clear benefit to the sport.
I want to chime in on that. That's a bunch of hogwash, because the whole time General Motors was on board with Andretti for building an engine. They went to Alpine Engine Builders, and Alpine said, yeah, kind of, we'll do that. And then they kind of backed out because of Liberty. Liberty, one of the executives of Liberty is the wife of, I can't forget, of Mercedes, the big management guy of Mercedes, who is a loser because their past couple of years, they haven't won any races.
How do you really feel?
I'm upset that it hasn't gone through already. I love the Andretti family, the team, and all that stuff.
Well, it's going to be a GM.
General Motors.
You need to get it out.
That's hogwash.
This makes you feel better?
A little bit, yeah.
It's kind of like therapy, isn't it?
It sort of is. So subscribe to our therapy.
Our therapy channel.
But I just think there's
Therapy
more
with
to it
Jeff.
than somebody wrote that in a way they wanted to spin it in a positive way. But I think, I can't remember the guy's name now. I'll
Are you saying it?
It don't make no difference.
No, it does.
It don't.
Anyways.
I got to read this story. You're going to find this interesting, I think. Robert McLean, former director of parts and service at Formula Nissan in, is it Barre, Vermont, or Barre, Vermont? Bear, Vermont? Whatever. Someplace in
Vermont.
is awaiting sentencing next month after pleading guilty to mail fraud for selling parts in a scheme that cost the dealership at least $575,000. McLean started working at Formula Nissan in 2019, where he managed the department, supervised employees, and oversaw ordering, receipt, and payment of automotive parts for the dealership. The story from Automotive News. Between January 2021 and September 2022, McLean ordered vehicle parts from Nissan North America, including lift kits that cost between $2,300 and $2,900 each, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. The invoices for these parts were sent to Formula Nissan, which paid the bills. However, McLean did not use the store's dealership management software for these parts orders, ensuring the lift kits were not recorded in Formula Nissan's inventory of parts on hand. He then advertised the lift kits for sale on Facebook at prices below Formula Nissan's wholesale cost. McLean sold more than 200 lift kits, receiving payments through his personal PayPal account. He also used Formula Nissan's FedEx account to ship the kits to customers across the U.S. This, according to an information filing. McLean falsely claimed to customers on Facebook that he could offer significant discounts because Formula Nissan had acquired the kits at dealership prices. McLean, in June, signed a guilty plea in federal court in Burlington, Vermont. He faces up to 20 years in prison.
Wow.
And a fine or double the amount the dealership lost due to the scheme, whichever is greater. McLean's sentencing is set for December 12th. Oops.
Can I interject one more thing on this Formula One?
Oh, God, here we go.
Toto Wolff is the man's name, and his wife's name is Susie Wolff, and she's
Toto.
Toto.
Toto, like the dog?
Right? Well, yeah, mongrel. But his wife, Susie Wolff, is part of the executive branch of Liberty Media. So there's kind of a hush-hush talk back and forth. He is worth $1.6 billion, and he says that they're not making money off of F1. Somebody is, and it's him.
I saw that the race this weekend in Las Vegas. Last year, $1 billion it brought into Las Vegas.
Well, and it took them forever to do it. But I think that's hogwash. Enough said. Carry on.
Okay. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, we
God
just
knows
did.
You've got a lot to say, I'm sure. Just shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We are back after this quick break.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbeau, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000 square foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
Hey, Houston, it's back! America's greatest hot rod tradition is Thanksgiving weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 days of hot rods, customs, trucks, and muscle cars. Don't miss the Evel Knievel tribute, the Mega World Transforming Robot Car, Lowrider Showcase. Meet Catherine Bach from Dukes of Hazzard, hip-hop legend Flava Flav, Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws. Autorama, Thanksgiving weekend. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts, part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
It's the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, Gulf Coast Auto Shield's John Gray. Jeff has a feature on the little-known facts about luxury car brands. Did I say it right?
Pretty close. Yeah, right. We're good.
And Mars reviews the new Infiniti QX80. Just ahead on this segment of the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike out of this world, Mars, we always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday for our live show. Always every Saturday, 10 to noon. Our new hours, and we hope that you appreciate that. Apparently, it seems to resonate with a lot of people because our ratings are up.
Good. Isn't
that right, Mars?
Thank you.
Whether
we
it is or not,
Thank
you. Whether it is or not, just say yes.
Yeah.
Nod your head. Yeah, that's it.
It is, and we appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, it is. All right. Well, thank you, and thank you all. Real, no teasing aside. All right. Now we go down to the West Sam Houston Tollway, and just south of the Southwest Freeway, to the world headquarters of Gulf Coast Auto Shield and the proprietor, the man about town. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. John Gray.
Good morning, boys.
Good morning. How are you?
Hope all is. It's been a little bit crazy here for the last few months.
I like the way you're looking down at us. I mean, does that mean something? Is there some hidden meaning about that?
There's no hidden meaning. There's nothing other than apology for I've been a bit aloof.
Yes, we've noticed.
Things are there's a lot of things going on and a lot of moving parts right now. So. But that's all. It's all good stuff. None of it's negative. So
I'm waiting for you to say, yeah. Well, we're working on a new location that's going to triple our square footage here at Gulf Coast Auto Shield.
Well, it's actually you must have heard that rumor.
I heard there's part of the Astrodome is still open.
Yeah. I got an article that they were repurposing that. Yeah.
So we've got a place down in Sugar Land that we've been trying to get built out, and between the inefficiency of the contractor and other things that happen when you're trying to get a new space built in Sugar Land, this has taken forever. And we're expanding. Not only we're going to use that mostly for some of our car dealership stuff that we get from the Audi and Porsche store down in Sugar Land, plus another store that's going to come online. But also, we've really gotten and are going hard after the marine segment. XPEL has chosen us to be one of the first 12 shops in the country that are going to be doing XPEL marine paint protection films and marine ceramic coating.
That is cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And you take a boat and put this film on it, and it can really kind of be dulled out, whatnot, and it just completely changes the look back to the original color, just because this film will hide so many imperfections on it. Any kind of dock rash, and we're learning a lot as we go. But I've never been out far enough to know what bill rash is. But these big like 60, 70 foot Viking boats go out, they catch marlin and whatnot, and those big sharp bills will scratch down the side of the boat. These guys are having these boats painted every year at pull them out of the water, paint them. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. And so, it's a market that really hasn't been penetrated very much because there hadn't been any film available to do it that could stand up to salt.
I was going to say, because I can't imagine anything more destructive than wave crashes after crashes on the thing all the time.
Salt water.
Yeah.
Salt water. Well, the docks can definitely do some damage, and so that's kind of the point. It's a sacrificial layer. You could damage it, but at least you're not damaging the paint or the gel coat on the boat. So I fired a guy that's every day he's down there. We'll be at the boat show coming up, or the automotive show. Is that what it is?
Yeah, automotive.
We'll be there, and a couple of the dealers.
I think we will be too, won't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Planning on it.
We'll be there Saturday.
Yeah.
A couple of boat dealers have asked us to be in their booth and do live demonstrations, and so
Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. I put a lot on Amelia here lately to kind of run the front office of the shop, but
we know
we'll see how it goes.
So you're saying
how it goes.
You're saying that next year we could possibly be remote from your yacht?
I don't have a yacht. Man, I'm selling my boat. I've decided. Didn't get a chance to use it this year very much, and man, it's a lot of money just sitting there.
Oh my God! Don't even go there with me. Been there, done that, and the thing that they always say, it's a hole in the water that you just pour money into, and it doesn't make any difference whether you drive it every weekend or not.
Well, it's an acronym. The word boat is an acronym.
I know.
Bust out another thousand.
Yeah.
But what is it?
Bust out another thousand.
Bust out another 1,000.
Yeah.
But that really had been the case with this boat. Yeah, I mean, boats are not cheap.
Where is it? Where is the boat?
Right now, it's sitting in my new shop.
In the new shop?
In Sugarland, yeah. Just because we did some training with it. But we have a storage place out in past Rosenberg on the way down to Matagorda, so that's where we keep it. Yeah, you got to store it. You got to have insurance. Isn't very cheap on it, or isn't very expensive on it. But I'm going to tell you this: outside of regular maintenance and buying cool stuff for the boat, there hadn't been a breakdown since I had my first boat.
No,
in 2017.
that was never the issue with me. It was that you got to buy this. Now you need this. Oh, wait a minute. There was a new life jacket that's really cool. I got to have one of those. I know how this goes. How about the anchor? Oh, you've got one of those with the fork thing anchors? Oh, that's no good. You got to buy this new kind of anchor that you can unanchor it at will. Yeah, I know how that goes, buddy.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is when we go to some of these places and talk about these marine films, the people that know about XPEL are the ones that want to put it on boats. The people that don't know about XPEL, they're less accepting of the idea. Yeah. So that's some of the things that we're out there trying to change. But we've already got some traction, and it's a new venture, man. And anytime you start something up, it costs you money.
Well, you ought to know. You're the man that always starts up something new and is always stirring the pot.
Well, congratulations, anyways. I mean, that's
for sure.
And if you don't adapt and you don't look at new markets, you're gonna die. Things change too quickly. You've got to change with it.
Well, something tells me that we've been along the ride with you all these years now.
For a long, long time.
And we appreciate that.
It's a different story, but one thing that I've tried not to, you can't lose the personal touch. You gotta be, I have to be here. I don't want to not be in the shop when these retail customers are coming in and out, because sit and talk to them and maybe have a drink with them and, taking them and introduce them to everybody in the shop.
By the way,
how
is your bourbon collection doing?
It is unbelievable.
Well, turn the camera. Let's see it.
Let me see here. How do I do that? Let me see. I'm not very good at this.
Are you on your cell phone?
There you go. There we go.
There you go. Okay. We don't care about the invoice. We want to see there you go.
Hold on.
Wait
a minute.
There's no. Oh my God! There's no room. You need more shelving.
I think you got Perry's bar beat.
Yeah,
man. And the funny thing is you got.
So let's see. I think that we're coming to see you in a couple of weeks, and I got a feeling we're going to leave there and not be able to see it all.
Well, I don't really drink this at work, as you probably already know. But what we will do is, if a customer comes in and and they oh my God.
There you are.
You may be good at film, but you're not also good at the technology end of it.
No. So they'll see something they've never tried, but it almost always sparks up a conversation.
All right. Well, let's have that conversation right now. Let's talk about. So, what is your current favorite whiskey?
Great question. If I were to pour a drink right now, it would be, I've got a bottle of Blanton's from Japan. I'm not a big fan of the I think the Blanton's from that's sold here is a little bit overrated, but the Blanton's from Japan is fantastic.
Got a little sake in it.
I don't know what it's got in it. It just tastes good. And there's also a whiskey called Pike Creek. Now, I've not found it in the stores. I had a customer bring me a couple of them. It comes out of a sherry cask. It smells wonderful, and it's a really good tasting whiskey.
So you, in other words, not only are you doing all of these coatings and wraps and that sort of thing on these cars, you're also the bourbon aficionado and the man to go to for suggestions.
Well, I could suggest a few for sure. And I tell you what, if you've ever had a really, really fine tequila, like Jose Cuervo La Familia, or there's a bottle of Patron El Alto over on my deal, that I tell you, a good sipping tequila can, in my opinion, it might beat out a good bourbon.
Well, and you're not talking about doing shots. You're talking.
No, we're talking about doing damn
sipping,
shots.
No, sir.
I'll buy you a $10 bottle of tequila, and you can shoot it all you want.
Oh, that's what the old granddad.
Well, this Pike's Creek is. If you drink enough of it, you'll be up the creek.
You could be up the creek.
Yeah.
You could be up creek.
Yeah.
Let's see. Old Granddad. Did I hear you say that? Old Granddad?
No, he said Old Granddad.
Old Granddad.
What is Old Granddad?
I was thinking more along the lines of, some bourbon that came out the underside of
a bourbon truck.
A 1989, 1979 Oldsmobile 98 or 88 brown where the air conditioning doesn't work, hasn't worked in years. And Ezra Williams or whoever that what is that rot gut whiskey that goes underneath?
Now, if you want a rot gut whiskey, I knew a guy one time. He used to buy a half gallon of Red Rooster for $8.95.
Ooh, the Red Rooster.
Yeah,
we're bringing
that was a long time ago.
It's gone way up in price,
Wasn't
John.
Me. Was not me.
Wait a minute, it's gone way up in price.
That'll check your chicken.
And I think that what we're going to do is I'm going to score you a bottle of that very rare Red Rooster, and I'm bringing it for your collection next weekend.
Hey, there's shockingly so there's a distillery in Austin. It's called Still Austin, and the proprietor of the establishment is her name is Nancy, and they call her Nancy the Nose. And I tell you what, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah,
it's really, really good. It's affordable and surprisingly good.
Well, here's what we're going to do.
Surprisingly good
for the social event. If you're all already attending out there, bring a bottle. Bring a bottle to the shop.
Yeah, bring a nice
bottle. Donate it to the collection.
Right, to John's collection.
Yeah, there you go. Bring a bottle out
well,
to John.
And if you make it Angel's Envy or Eagle Rare or something, if John already has it, I'll take it off your hands and I'll kind of help you out.
What are those?
I don't know.
He's kind of blew right by those.
Angel's Envy is good, and Eagle Rare is also very, very good.
I also saw you had a bottle of Weller up there on the shelf, Green Label.
I have a Green Label, I have a Black Label, and a Red Label. Mm-hmm. And I have this bottle of a Glen Rawls, which is a Scotch. This one is distilled in 1954. A customer gave it to me a few weeks back, and he's done. He said he was done drinking. He couldn't drink anymore. He'd drink a 12-pack of beer and eat some goldfish for every dinner. So he had to stop. And so that was he's purging his collection apparently, and I was
Purging
the beneficiary. Yeah,
purging the liver.
Honey, I thought I was cooking some perch, but apparently I got Jennifer's goldfish.
Yeah,
He hangs out at the pet store.
They're crunchy.
Yeah, especially when they're all fried up nice.
So let me ask you this: where is this new place in Sugar Land going to be? Can you tell us?
it's right across the railroad tracks from the Sewell Audi dealership.
Oh,
Just off Dairy Ashford. There's a Live Oak Grill.
Yeah, yeah, over there.
yep.
Yeah, backs up to that. Or
Gotcha.
It's right
Yep.
in front of that.
We
Those
went
new
there a
buildings
couple of weeks ago. Took the Nug and Amy and I went over there and had
Wave
hamburgers.
when we go by.
Okay. Well, now let's shift gears here momentarily and talk about the car social coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna, something we didn't put on the flyer that I'm gonna put on the flyer. We need to do a Toys for Tots thing,
Okay.
and either collect for Toys or Tots or the Texas Children's Cancer Center, the kids in the Cancer Center. My sister is the fundraising director for that organization for the last 22 years, and I'm going to ask her if we can do something, and they will accept toys. So I'd like to see everybody. If you can, just bring a toy. I don't care how cheap it is. It doesn't matter. It'll make a difference.
Unwrapped toy.
New unwrapped toy it'll make a difference for somebody.
We went down to Tailpipes and Tacos last weekend, and Stan had that, and he gave away a free taco for everybody that brought an unwrapped toy, and we had the Marines there, and it was a very nice event.
Yeah.
They filled up
Yeah.
those great big boxes.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Worked out well.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do something like, everybody that brings an unwrapped toy will do a raffle and maybe do a free ceramic coating.
There you go.
Something like that
would
might
be
be kind of cool.
Sure.
Or do two things: do a ceramic window film job, and then do for somebody else do a ceramic coating. I think that would be pretty cool.
Do you have you having a big car club? Anybody coming next week or 2 weeks?
The Porsche Club is always invited. It is on their calendar, and so we'll see.
Are you going to have the BMW boys there too?
I'm not sure. They got a little unruly.
Oh yeah,
the BMW guy, he's kind of new Mustang guy,
I got you.
a little bit.
I got you.
Revving the engines, downpipes, stuff like that. It's an interesting crowd for sure. But if they want, I won't turn away anybody.
So how does the BMW crowd, is it a younger crowd than the Porsche folks?
It is. It's very much a younger crowd with the new M3, M2, and M4s. And wow, those cars can be boosted and can handle a lot. I mean, handle a lot.
Wow.
So
what hours of the car social? Is it 9 to noon?
I believe it's 9 to noon. Yes.
9 to noon. And we're going to be on the air from 10 to noon that weekend. So that'll give us some time so we won't be so rushed when we get there. And, it'll be good. It'll be real good. Okay. Well, so that's on December the 7th, which is 2 weeks away, and the Gulf Coast Auto Show. What's the best way that you tell people how to get there?
Coming from Houston, take the South Sam Houston Parkway exit, and then take the first exit, and that is the airport, Belfort, immediately after you exit, and it's on the right.
Yeah. It's easy to get to.
It is easy to get to.
Yeah.
But confusing at the same time.
Well, tell Serene Dawn said hi. We'll see her in a couple of weeks.
She will be excited to see you,
as
will I.
Yes, and me, you. So we're all looking forward to being there. It'll be a love fest when we get there, and we'll fry up some goldfish or something.
We'll do it and have a bottle of Old Granddad.
That's it. Old Granddad.
Well, we're all old granddads now.
And we'll add the Toys for Tots thing to the postings this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, okay. John, it's great to talk to you as always, my friend.
Thank you, boys. Take care.
We'll see you.
You do the same.
You bet.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app and Odyssey radio app. Just search for In Wheel Time Car Talk. And podcasts available from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. 10 to noon every Saturday. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break. Oh, darn it.
Experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. Is your car ready for that all-important holiday road trip? Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday, December 7th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV and find out what it'll take to get that thing looking new again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the road trip to Aunt Mary's. She'll want that good-looking ride in her driveway, I promise. Put it on your calendar. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Holiday Car Social and Road Trip Get Ready. Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then.
Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address, info@inwheeltime.com.
All right.
Speaking of time now for Jeff's feature, little known facts about popular car brands.
Yes, and here we go. It is the world's best luxury brand tend to lend one thing in common to another. They've all been around for a long time, and they have stories of their own. However, every brand-defining highlight is lesser known. So here we go. Mercedes-Benz made a 269-mile-per-hour car in 1938, Michael.
Wow.
A lot of Mercedes history during the late 30s has been obscured. However, its engineers produced some truly remarkable cars during the Verkehrswagen, that's what this is called, which set a record of 268.9 miles per hour on the German Autobahn in 1930s. The car was based on the decorated World W125 race car, and it featured a new, streamlined body for maximum slipperiness, Mike, to help set the record. Powering the car was a 5.6-liter V12 engine with twin superchargers. Isn't that great? Next one we have is a Cadillac designed called a city car. It's to rival the Mini. Cadillac is best known for its huge, opulent vehicles, I know. But in 2010, it decided to explore a different direction. Aimed at capitalizing on the emerging trend of luxury compact cars in Europe, the Cadillac urban luxury concept was around the size of a Mini. However, it featured an interior as luxurious as the brand's full-size cars. The car was powered by a 1-liter engine, which borrowed from Peugeot. The next one is, John's going to love this. Every Jaguar chassis is brushed with emu feathers.
Oh, God.
Paint process. That's what it is.
That's what's wrong with the damn thing.
Jaguars, they choose to use emo feathers for brushes as they can statically charge and are excellent at picking up stubborn remaining pieces of dust and debris. They're also larger, and most of the natural feathers are, allowing each one to cover a wider area of the chassis. Using emu feathers is significantly more expensive than using regular feathers or synthetic materials, but it claims they do the best job for Jaguar.
So that's why they made that commercial.
And the last one we have, you didn't know this, but Mercedes motorcycles were created because of a legal mistake. Maserati. I said Mercedes. It's Maserati. Where am I going? Maserati was taken over in the early 50s and split into various smaller companies. However, thanks to a mistake during a separation of Maserati subsidiaries during the takeover, a notary republic accidentally granted the spark plug manufacturer the legal right to use the Maserati name on anything it wanted. So they made a motorcycle. They can still use it today, but they don't do it anymore because of legal reasons. So there you go. Maserati made a motorcycle.
Was it called the Maserati?
It was called a Maserati. There you go.
Mr. Mars has this week's car review 2025 Infiniti QX80.
Yes, sir.
Did I scare you there or something?
No, I was headed for.
You were daydreaming.
I was
over
headed
there.
for auto history because that's what Jeff had.
Well,
that's
all
but that's okay. That's okay. So we had the 2025 Infiniti QX80. Now this is the sensory all-wheel drive. Now it's all new for 2025. It's been 14 years since they did a major update to the QX80, so it's kind of gotten long in the tooth, but it is. So it makes it the third gen. There's actually 4 trim levels: Pure, Luxe, Sensory, and the Autograph. We are driving the Sensory, so it's not top of the line, but it's kind of up there. This is a full-size SUV. We have the captain's chairs in the second row, so it will seat 7. You can get it to where it'll seat 8. Now, this is a full-size. This is a big vehicle. You know you're into a full-size vehicle when you're driving this thing. We had the LED lighting up front, got a big grille. The hood sticks way up. You got to kind of look out over it. And to me, it kind of blocks some of the things you can see right in front of you, but it's got a camera system to help you out. Got automatic folding, heated outside mirrors. We got an Infiniti light path. You know, some of them have got puddle lamps to where it shines down.
Yep.
So you can,
Yep.
This has got a light path that comes out from underneath the side running boards. It's really cool looking. Got the roof rails. We got a power panoramic moonroof, not a sunroof, a moonroof. And a hands-free lift gate rolling on some 22-inch aluminum wheels. Now you get inside. We got the semi-aniline leather seating surfaces. We had heated and ventilated first and second row seating. The front seats have massaging. The third row is a power folding seat. Wait a minute. Why?
They let you have this car to drive?
Well, I'm not sure they let me have it, but I got it.
You got it.
I got it.
Go ahead.
So we had the dual 14.3-inch displays across the dash. So it's a lot of stuff, a lot of information there for the driver and the passenger to see. And it's got the 9-inch lower touchscreen control panel. It's kind of down on this console.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's a touch, but it's got buttons. It has reactive touch points on it, and I really like that part of it. But it's kind of down to where it's at. I have a tendency to say I'm going to the mail to mail some stuff. I lay it down there, and then I can't see where my shifter. Anyway, it has the heads-up display, got a smart rear view mirror, got a 3D
you want me to
around
read it
view
for
monitor.
you? Is that what you want me to do?
I was looking at Jeff's. I made the mistake of looking at Jeff's pictures there. So we had technology. We had the wireless chargers. We had Android, Apple, and Google in there for your use. We had the Clips Premier 24-speaker audio system, and it had the speakers in the headrest.
I saw that.
And it was really cool because when you're talking on the phone, it comes right into your ear. It's not coming out of the dash, so it makes it easier to hear whoever you're talking to, maybe not them. And in the back, inside the liftgate, it had a cargo shelf. When I opened it up to put some stuff back there, there's a shelf behind the third row that kind of makes it a little bit easier to put stuff in there that you don't necessarily want to stack. I thought that was a really nice touch. Up under the hood, 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, 450 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. No more V8s. 9-speed transmission. It will, with an automatic, it's rated to tow 8,500 pounds properly equipped. EPA says in the city you should get 16. Out on the highway, look for 19. Combined, that comes out to about 17. I got 17.4, cost of 291.1 miles I drove this vehicle. And speaking of driving, electronic air suspension, so you can adjust the ride up or down as you want to get in or get out of it. Makes it real nice. The turbo V6, it got good low-end power. Works pretty good. You get up into the upper speeds, highway speeds that you just normally wouldn't be driving. It's starts breathing a little hard, but it's good. But it is a big vehicle around town, and when you're parking it. Base model price, $82,450.
Oh, my gosh.
Base trim price, $100,645. MSRP is tested $107,215 with a $2,000 destination charge. I thought was kind of strange. Lincoln Navigator, if you're looking for something there. Let me hold that one for a minute. Jeep Grand Cherokee Wagoneer, Jeep Grand Wagoneer, $84,945 start. Cadillac Escalade, $87,595. Jeff, there's you one.
I'm in.
But Lincoln Navigator, same type, big luxury vehicle, starts base $99,950. So if you're looking for one of these big vehicles, this is one that's really nice and got plenty of power, and you really ought to look at it if you're up there in that category.
Thank you, sir. Today's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is sponsored by Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. We continue right after this quick break. Stay with us.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
Hey, Houston, it's back! America's greatest hot rod tradition is Thanksgiving weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 days of hot rods, customs, trucks, and muscle cars. Don't miss the Evel Knievel Tribute, the Megamorph Transforming Robot Car, Lowrider Showcase. Meet Catherine Bach from Dukes of Hazzard, hip-hop legend Flava Flav, Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws. Autorama! Thanksgiving weekend. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
From the Sugar Shack Studios near Houston, Texas, USA, it is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, Jeff has the Cruise In and events calendars, and I'm going to bring you stories making automotive news headlines. And we got John Vincent from U.S. News and World Report standing by. Got a nice interview with him. Best Vehicle Brand Awards and Best Certified Pre-Owned Programs.
All right.
Can't wait to hear about that. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more. Jeff Zekin. I'm Dodd Armstrong. Our Chief Engineer, David Ainsley, has the morning off today, but we always appreciate his hard work.
We do.
I know that he's not listening because he's still sleeping.
We're not home yet from last night.
We're not home yet. That's
He's on his way.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll be there momentarily, Martha.
So, John Vincent has been a guest on our program many times with U.S. News and World Report. And, John, hey, it's great to see you. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
I feel like I'm in San Francisco.
Yeah, I was there a couple weeks ago driving the new Volkswagen ID Buzz, the reincarnated Volkswagen bus.
How fun is that? We love the look. I'm sure you do too, because we can all kind of relate and throw back to the 13-window bus and all of that good stuff. But this isn't anything like that, is it?
No, this is basically an electric minivan that costs a whole lot of money.
Okay, thanks for the interview.
So would you say that this will compete against the Chrysler Pacifica or no?
This is going to compete against the Pacifica Hybrid, certainly, but it's also going to compete against Kia EV9, the new Hyundai Ioniq 9, Rivian R1S, because it's up in that price range.
But it's not available yet to the public, is it?
It comes out a little bit later this year, so.
Well, we got 5 weeks to go, John. 5 weeks.
Yep. Well, if you don't have your name in line now, you're going to be waiting a long time.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Wow.
So, what are your first? I assume you got to drive it.
I did.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I like it. It has a lot of really cool features. The retro stuff is done really well, but 231 to 234 mile range on a single charge isn't enough.
No.
And it's also pretty pricey.
How much?
The one you want costs about $80.
Wow.
Ouch.
$80,000.
Yeah.
Before dealer markup. And you know what dealer markup's going to be on.
Yes, of course. Well, that's
Does it come with surfboards or anything?
Yes, no surfboards. You go buy your own. I know the last time I was in San Francisco, they had the hippie bus tours, and they were all done in old Volkswagen vans, the bus, if you will. And they're still around, and they're doing quite well in San Francisco with tours.
Yep, and those old Volkswagen vans are worth money if they're in good shape.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep.
Well,
speechless.
I know. I
caught him.
Well, I was having a little sip of water there. I don't know. I just wonder what in the world, Volkswagen. Are they in trouble? I keep getting this feeling that they're not doing well financially.
I don't think they're doing as well as some others. They had Dieselgate, which knocked them back financially quite a lot.
Yes.
It forced them to do some things that they didn't necessarily want to do. I think they're going to climb out of it. They have some good product coming. I just saw the new Volkswagen Tiguan, which is their volume product. I just saw the new one in Los Angeles a couple days ago. It looks really good.
Does it still have the bad turbo lag that the old one did?
I haven't driven it yet, but they did get rid of the third row seat, which never should have been there in the first place.
Yay!
Yeah. Well, and at the time, I understand why they did it, because they were trying to keep up with the Joneses, and we got to compete on the third row. Well, nobody can get back there, and if you can get back there, there's no leg room. It's worthless. I never understood it.
Oh, even if you hate your kids, you don't want to put them back there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's move on and let's talk about Best Vehicle Brand Awards by U.S. News and World Report. I'm excited to hear what you got to say.
So for Best Vehicle Brands, we look at all of the vehicles that they have in their lineup and average the scores, come up with winners in each vehicle category, pickups, SUVs, luxury, and cars. And why don't we start off with cars?
Sure.
Honda is the winner this year. A lot of automakers have dropped out of the car market. They're building SUVs, they're building pickups, they're building, anything but cars. Honda's stayed in it, and they have some really strong products in the Accord and the Civic. And just for fun, the Civic Type R.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you that that's not surprising. And, of course, with the demise of the Malibu, I saw a new Accord, and I was like, it's taken them years to come back around to build a sedan that I actually am attracted to. I think that they kind of lost touch with reality there for several years.
Yeah, they drifted a little wide there for a while, didn't they? But it seems like they're back in the core of what people are looking for.
Yeah, and the Corolla now has grown such that it's almost a mid-sized car. I guess it really is, and at least in my terms.
In the rental car market, they call it a mid-size.
Yeah, there you go. Because let's face it, I mean, the Civic used to be a super compact, a subcompact.
Yes.
And and it was very successful at that. And why these automakers continue to use the name, although there's no real relationship to the actual size of the car in the past, I don't understand that. But I guess that they're just hanging on to the name.
Marketing.
Yeah, marketing kind of thing. Okay, exactly. Well, so that seems to be a well-deserved reward then.
Yep. Let's jump over to SUVs.
Yes.
Hyundai. Hyundai has a strong competitor in every segment of the SUV market. The little Kona. I mean, I'm not sure whether you guys have driven that.
Oh,
yet.
yeah.
Fantastic.
I know. I love that thing.
Yep.
And it's affordable.
Tucson.
Yep, the Tucson.
Very affordable.
Yeah.
Except you have the Tucson, which you can buy as a regular gas car. Hybrid, plug-in hybrid. It can go toe-to-toe with the Toyota RAV4, which is the volume player in that market, and has that 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Yeah.
Santa Fe looks like, a small Range Rover Defender at a third the price. Another great SUV. And then you have at the top of the range, you have the Palisade, which ever since it's been on the road, they've never been able to keep up for demand for that thing.
Well, because it offers a lot, and it's not even competitive, I don't think, with the rest of its competitors. I think that there's a lot of content for the money there. Yep. And I will say this about Hyundai and Kia. When they first came on the market, you thought, kind of design is like a boring, and we really don't know too much about it, and might as well have a Daewoo label on it or something. Sorry, well we just didn't know,
right?
And it took them years. Let's face it, to get into the styling that we're all familiar with now and is very attractive now, but it wasn't at the beginning, and so we kind of dismissed the whole brand itself. But once they started getting the design right, is like, hey, wake up! Look, this is something that's making waves in the auto industry.
I got my father into a Hyundai Sonata years and years ago by not telling him it was a Korean car. I just let him believe that it was a Japanese car, and he was all over it.
Well, there's one way to do it. Does he still have it?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. Did he stay with the brand?
He did.
See, there you go. I think a lot of people are that way as well. Okay, what's next?
So let's talk about pickups. You guys know this better than anything down in Texas, but the Ram 1500 and the Ram 2500, they have the best cabs in the industry, most comfortable cabs in the industry.
I totally agree.
Yep, the 1500 has a more sophisticated rear suspension than most trucks. Gives up a little bit of payload and towing, but it gives a more comfortable ride than anything else out there. Just refreshed for 2025. It's even better than before. Kind of pricey, but a great lineup of trucks.
Head to head, isn't it pricier than the Ford and the Chevy competitor?
I think in the refresh it's just slightly above them.
Yeah.
But the pickup truck market spans so much, from the work trucks to the luxury cars with a bed.
Yeah, there's a variety in all the manufacturers.
When you get up to that level, that's exactly what it is. It's a luxury car with a bed that most guys aren't going to be driving out on the Montana ranch in that truck anyway.
Well,
but they will.
And the funny thing about the trucks, at least here in Texas, is the fact that I would say that the majority of consumer retail truck buyers never ever tow anything or haul anything. The bed is still pristine. It's such a waste to me. If you're going to put a camper on the back of it, do something with it come on, Mars.
They never tow a house, but they know they can.
That's right. That's exactly. My little brother has a Ram 2500. He puts his lowboy on it, and he puts his tractor on it probably 4 times a year. And by golly, when he wants to do it, he does it.
By golly.
It's
at that top of the range, those luxury cars, we've been joking that the only way they're going to be able to add more leather is if they start putting it on the outside.
That's good.
Like they used to put wood panels on the side. Now they're going to put leather on the side.
That'd be cool.
And on the lower scale, they put Alcantara, whatever that is, on there, some sort of made-up factory thing.
Imitation cow.
Yeah, imitation cow. Put that on the side of it.
A very lovely imitation cow.
It is. It's very nice, but it's like Alcantara. Who came up with that name? But okay,
probably somebody named Al.
That's it. And he had a cat named Cantera, something, whatever. All right, what's next on the list?
Let's talk about luxury brands.
Yes, please.
Porsche has become an SUV company.
Porsche.
If they didn't have SUVs, they might not still be selling cars in the United States.
John, don't you remember when they made the announcement that they were going to build an SUV and all the Porsche files are going, no, you can't ruin our car like that.
It was heresy, but it saved the brand here.
Wow.
But beyond the Cayenne and the Macan, they also have, an electric sedan. They have the iconic 911 still. They have their affordable models, the Boxster and the Cayman. Great brand lineup. Best luxury brand for us.
And from what I understand, one of the most reliable.
Surprisingly, now they are, which is a good thing.
I know.
Visiting your Porsche dealer will take $1,000 out of your wallet just for the visit.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Just to check in.
But, if somebody were in the market for a luxury vehicle, that Porsche is not top of mind.
No, that's not what you think about.
But it's certainly worth a look, and I have a feeling I drove one. I don't remember what it was, the Cayenne, I think it was, and I was thoroughly impressed. What a beautiful, well sought after, sorted vehicle that I was shocked.
And it still has buttons and switches for the important stuff.
Yeah.
You hear the applause, don't you? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we love it. Well, so, do you have any other things?
We have one more thing.
Tell me.
It's super important to the market right now, and that is certified pre-owned.
Yes.
Best certified pre-owned brand is Lexus.
Really?
Whoa.
Does not surprise me in the least.
No.
Matter of fact,
Every year since we've had this award, Lexus has won this award.
I will tell you that I am currently driving a brand new Lexus NX 350 hybrid. And it is, for the size and for what it is, an absolutely wonderful vehicle. And I was talking to Leslie about it, and she said, well, couple 3 years, if you can find one on the certified pre-owned list, there it is.
Yep.
I mean, it rides great. It gets great gas mileage. It's beautiful on the interior. This one here is that new copper color look. Oh, I'm all over it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that is not a surprise to me at all. And I think that Toyota and their Lexus brand they've changed the entire world and what we expect out of cars these days. Reliability, affordability, all of the things that you can come up with. I think they hit the nail on the head.
They have done a fantastic job.
And where can we find all this good information that you brought to us today?
So just go to usnews.com and look on the Autos tab.
That's your tab.
That's, my and the whole team. I work with a lot of super smart researchers who put this all together.
Yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, I did browse that just yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I was impressed. I didn't realize that you guys had such a wide-ranging assortment of things on there under the Autos tab.
We do a lot of work. We just spent the last week covering the Los Angeles Auto Show, so if you want to find out what happened there, it's all there too.
Did you go?
I did.
What'd you think?
It was a fairly quiet show, but there was some really cool stuff shown by the Korean manufacturers. The new Hyundai Ioniq 9, essentially their version of the Kia EV9. Looks like nothing else on the road. Pretty cool. We'll see how the market responds to that.
Is it available now?
It will be coming out next year, the 2026 model.
Are you coming to the Houston show in January?
I think I have to go to Detroit and Washington, D.C. for their shows in January, so I might not
January
make it to
or February?
The weather's a little bit better down here than Detroit or Washington, D.C. I'm just saying, John.
I know. Detroit in January is not a fun place.
Well, put the word out that there's Houston, and you got some friends down here, and you'd like to, put on your cowboy hat and drink some bourbon and, enjoy the cars.
Eat some barbecue.
And eat some barbecue that.
Okay. All three of those things sound fantastic.
John, it's great to talk to you. Good to see you again. Call us next time you got something new, and we'll get you on the air.
We'll be talking about best cars for the money in January.
Well, there you go. We got a date if we can pin you down wherever you are, you world traveler.
And I just bought a new Buick, so help me out.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, exactly. Thanks again, John.
Thank you.
All right. John Vincent, U.S. News, and it's still World Report.
Yes, it is.
US News, but online, U.S. News.
Because we're worldwide anyways.
We're nationwide.
Well, and worldwide.
And worldwide.
Yeah, there you go. And on Odyssey.
That. If you download our app to your phone, you'll have access to In Wheel Time Car Talk 24/7. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk in the App Store and check us out on the Odyssey radio app as well. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. 10 to noon Central every Saturday Central Time. The In Wheel Time Car Talk show continues right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. Is your car ready for that all-important holiday road trip? Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday, December 7th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV and find out what it'll take to get that thing looking new again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The car social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the car social Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the road trip to Aunt Mary's. She'll want that good-looking ride in her driveway, I promise. Put it on your calendar. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Holiday Car Social and Road Trip Get Ready. Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then.
And, let me just say this about that car social for John over at Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to think that you're going to go there and he's going to try to sell you something that you don't want. That's not it at all. Go in there, see the cars that he's currently working on, and hobnob with the car clubs that are there. He's going to have the Porsche. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And not only that, but come and see us.
Yeah.
Hello.
You can hobnob with us.
There are six-figure cars in there.
I don't know as if we're hobnobbery enough.
Well,
we
on that day from 10 to 12 we are.
We are hobnobbery.
You lived under a bridge one time. Well, it's Hobbit. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's it.
That's wrong. Close.
Wrong one.
Jeff Zekin has the Cruise In and events calendars. Jeffrey?
Yes, sir. Here we go. The Saturday, November 30th, which is next Saturday, the Grand Central Park Car Show. Spend the afternoon with family cruising around to see all kinds of classic cars. This event is for families and friends. There will also be food trucks, a DJ, face painting, and a balloon artist. $25 a car for entry. The first prize is Best of Show. Second prize is People's Choice Award. And the third prize is Most Likely to Get Pulled Over. So most of they've got a unique kids' choice and things going on. So if you're interested, you can go to lifestyles at gcprai.com. It's it's at the Lake House. It's at 1039 Lake House Drive in Conroe. It's from 2 to 5 p.m. And again, on Saturday, you can go to the Family Cruise In, bring out your car, your truck, or your bike. All makes and models are welcome. Food trucks, live music, cold drinks, and more. Family and pet friendly. That's important because a lot of these places will take your pet on. So no need to register. Just show up, have fun. It goes from 5 to 9. The lineup is to be determined for the music. So it's the 3 Acres Food Truck Park at 10648 FM 1764 in Santa Fe. It goes from 5 to 9, and that's next Saturday.
It's going to be in the dark.
Could be. And then we've got on Sunday, you've got the normal, what do you talk about, Willis?
What you
car.
talking about,
It's
Willis?
at the D&M True Value, 400 West Montgomery Street in Willis, Texas. And then we've got, what do we got, Mike? We've got this going on. The Cruise In stuff is done. Then you got MSR.
The big endurance race on the 30th down at MSR. It's like an all-day deal. It's an Australian type of race where they race in one direction and then reverse the track, and you race in the other direction. So if you're a road racer kind of guy and you want to see some of that action, that's a really
that's
good place
not
to go.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told him, he said, you should do it before they stop. Don't let them stop.
Because, now if you think about this, you're used to going around clockwise on that road track down there, correct?
Okay, right.
All right. So you've got the apexes and where you're supposed to, lines that you're supposed to hit, and what gear you're in and all that. It completely changes everything when you go the other
track. Yeah.
It's the same track, but you go in the opposite direction.
Right. It looks different, feels different.
Yeah.
So it would. I think it'll be a rather interesting,
challenging.
Challenging is a good way to put it.
Well, you did say Australian, and then you've got the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Social, which is the 7th. So there you go.
Cupra. You ever heard of Cupra?
Fran and
Ollie, yeah.
Nope, Cupra. Volkswagen Group's sporty Spanish brand has started preliminary talks with Penske Automotive Group to explore a partnership ahead of entering the U.S. market by 2030. That's only 4 years.
Yeah.
5 years.
5.
Announced in March, it would enter the U.S. market by 2030. Wayne Griffiths, the CEO of Cupra and another company called Seat, said at the time that Cupra's U.S. sales would be done through a new distribution model. A new distribution.
I wonder
Okay.
what they're considering new.
I don't know.
Tesla considered new?
I don't know. No details of the potential partnership were disclosed, but Griffiths, in a news release, said that Penske's leadership in the industry and experience with the Volkswagen Group make this a very promising potential partnership. So look for Cupra.
Now, if they're building it there, what's going to be the tariff? Because I hear all these threatening things about tariff.
Advance Auto Parts said November 14th it will close more than 500 stores by mid next year and cut some jobs under a restructuring effort as demand for vehicle parts takes a hit from fewer consumers opting to repair their own cars. Company posted a third quarter net loss from continuing operations of $25.3 million compared with a loss of $74.1 million during the same period last year. Don't you think that you would have made the cuts last year?
Yeah, I would have thought.
New vehicle buyers continue to turn to longer finance term lengths in the third quarter to alleviate the strain of higher prices, according to Edmunds Auto. Loan terms of 84 months made up about 18% of new vehicle loans in the third quarter, compared with 17% in the second quarter, 16% in the first quarter. 84 months.
Yeah.
In other words, forget ever owning a car again.
No.
President-elect Donald Trump's incoming administration plans to target federal regulations championed by President Joe Biden that aim to make automobiles more fuel efficient and incentivize a shift toward electric vehicles, according to two sources in contact with the transition team. Move appears aimed at satisfying a Trump campaign promise to end the EV mandate and would mirror a similar move during the first Trump administration to dismantle Obama-era vehicle efficiency rules. Bye-bye.
Cafe.
Bye-bye. I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
I never predict anything.
Write it down.
Okay.
Stellantis, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, Ram. I think that they're going to file for bankruptcy.
I heard that. I did hear that last week. That
It was on a bathroom wall, I think.
It's very bad for them. Yeah.
They no longer make their top-selling vehicles, the Challenger, the Charger. They don't make those anymore. Let's not make those. We're going to go all EV. The new Charger, Challenger, whatever that thing is called, all electric.
The story, or the part that I heard of the story, was that they're using the same skateboard platform for the electric and the gas. They're doing that now. That's what they're trying to develop, so that there's one skateboard to do it.
The reason I say that is because Ford plans to cut 4,000 jobs in Europe by 2027 as it struggles to sell new battery electric cars amid a slowdown in EV demand in the region. The job losses will reduce the automaker's European workforce by 14%. Most of the cuts will happen in Germany, where 2,900 jobs will be axed, with 800 jobs to go in the UK and 300 in other European markets. Ain't looking good, friends. Ford dialing back Bronco production amid rising inventories and slowdown in sales because it's too expensive. Reassigning 400 workers who build the SUV at Michigan Assembly to nearby locations. Ain't looking good. Nobody can afford the cars anymore. They're too expensive.
Thank you, union.
Well, that and the government.
No, same thing. Very much.
Another finding by CCC was transparency replacing speed as the top factor in customer satisfaction in the overall process. This counters the long-held belief by collision shop owners that because customers aren't paying, they don't care about how their vehicle will be put back together. Research shows that a detailed explanation of repair needs was the top moment of truth influencing repair satisfaction, outweighing the speed of repairs. And Nissan will cut nearly 500 salaried jobs in the U.S. by year end as the financially struggling Japanese automaker axes 9,000 jobs globally. U.S. reductions are being made via voluntary buyout offers, first reported by Automotive News in August. We've got more. We're going to wrap up today's show after this.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbeau, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
Hey, Houston, it's back! America's greatest hot rod tradition is Thanksgiving weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 days of hot rods, customs, trucks, and muscle cars. Don't miss the Evel Knievel tribute, the Mega World Transforming Robot Car, Lowrider Showcase. Meet Catherine Bach from Dukes of Hazzard, hip-hop legend Flava Flav, Farm Truck and Asian from Street Outlaws. Autorama! Thanksgiving weekend. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
Well, that's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at inwheeltime.com. Love and or hate mail can be addressed to mars@inwheeltime.com. We like car picks, so send us some of yours. The description, any info you want to include, we'll feature it on a future show. When you're looking for award-winning car, no, I did not. I just wrote it. I didn't read it. When you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app. Download it today if you haven't already. Have yourself a great weekend. A live show next week, 10 to noon Central Time, on all of our In Wheel Time Car Talk outlets. You take care.